Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about what a second language is and explaining using ideas from the spirit. A second language, or L2, is a language that we learn after our first language. For example, if your first language is Spanish and you learn English, then English is your second language. According to the researcher Stephen Krashen, he mentioned when learning a second language is not only about studying grammar or words. He says that people learn better when they understand the messages and when they feel relaxed and motivated. It means that we learn a language when we hear and read things that we can mostly understand. Learning a second language helps us in many ways. It let us communicate with people from other countries, learn about other cultures, and have more opportunities in work and education. We can learn a new language by listening, reading, speaking, and practicing every day. For example, we can watch movies, listen to the music, or talk with native speakers, no? So, when learning a second language is a natural process. It's about communication, understanding, and connection with the world.
Hello everyone, I'm going to talk about the main theory of second language acquisition. There are 4 main theories of explaining how people learn a second language. First, Couragette monitor models say that we can acquire language naturally through communication or learn it by study. In second, long interaction hypothesis tells us that we learn better when interact and communicate with others. And third, Mitch noticing hypothesis say that we only learn what we notice, so pay attention is very important. And finally, Ellis' progressive perspective explains that with practice, language becomes automatic in our minds. In short, or in conclusion, learning a second language needs input, interaction, attention, and practice. That's all.
Hello everyone, I'm going to talk about some important factors that affect second language learning. First, age. Children can learn a new language more easily because their brains are flexible, they learn pronunciation and sound faster, and adults can learn grammar and vocabulary better because they know how to study. Next, we have context. The place where we learn is very important. People who live in a country where the language is spoken can practice every day. For example, if I am living in the United States, I'm going to improve my English faster because I'm going to talk all day, every day, and with different people. But students in a classroom need more effort and more time and practice. Next, we have motivation. Motivation helps us keep learning. When students have goals or interests, they can learn faster and enjoy the process. For example, if I want to travel to Brazil, I need to learn Portuguese, and I'm going to have that like a goal, and I'm going to practice my Portuguese every day with my goal. And finally, instruction. Good teaching helps students learn better. For example, teachers who explain clearly, use real examples, and make activities in a fun way, and they motivate students to learn better in a language.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about L1 and L2 acquisition. L1 acquisition means learning our first language, the one we learn naturally as children from our family and environment. It happens unconsciously, we don't study it, we just absorb it through daily communication. On the other hand, L2 acquisition refers to learning a second language, which is not our mother tongue. This process usually requires more effort, motivation, and often formal instruction, like in classroom. There are some key differences between them. Timing. L1 happens during early childhood, while L2 can happen at any age. Process. L1 is natural and intuitive. L2 is often more conscious and depends on teaching. Input. L1 learners get constant exposure from birth. L2 learners usually get limited input. Outcome. Most people reach native-like fluency in L1, but that's harder to achieve in L2. Errors. In L1, errors decrease naturally as we grow. In L2, we often need correction and practice to improve. In conclusion, both L1 and L2 learning are important, but L2 requires structured learning, practice, and motivation to be successful.
Well, continue. Learning a second language L2 depends on the understanding what we hear or read in book, talking in the interacting with others, and noticing new words or the grammar, and thinking about how the language works. Unlike our first language L1, we will learn naturally as children learning another language needs for motivation and good teachers. For example, teachers can help students by giving clear and interesting book, live videos or short stories, letting them practice speaking in pairs, and using activities that makes them notice grammar or new words in context.